It started with a cup of coffee and ended with a bullet to the head. The killer walked away in daylight, leaving behind no fingerprints, no footprints, just a single red glove. And that glove launched the most intense manhunt in American history. This is the story of the Red Glove Killer, a mystery that held the nation in its grip for over 90 days, and a manhunt that would uncover secrets no one saw coming. On March 3, 2019, at exactly 7:42 a.m., the security camera at Maple Roast Café in Asheville, North Carolina, caught a man entering with his coat zipped high and a red glove on his right hand. The cafe owner, 34-year-old Daniel Croft, greeted the man like any regular customer. 2 minutes later, Daniel was dead, shot point blank behind the counter. The killer didn't run. He calmly placed the red glove next to Daniel's body and walked out the back door. The whole thing lasted 1 minute and 43 seconds. The cafe was unusually quiet for a Saturday morning. It wasn't until a delivery guy showed up at 8:12 a.m. that Daniel's body was found. The police arrived 6 minutes later, and the scene was chilling. The register untouched, no signs of struggle, no weapons, no fingerprints, one red leather glove. Local police knew this wasn't a robbery. This was a hit. The case might have stayed local if it weren't for what happened 3 days later. In Boulder, Colorado, a man named Mark Elkins was found dead in a bookstore. Same MO, a single bullet to the head, no sign of robbery, and a red glove left on the table. Now it was clear. This wasn't random. This was a serial killer, one who traveled, one who planned, and one who was just getting started. By the time the third victim, a retired detective named Janice Harper, was found in Chicago, the FBI took over. They named the suspect the Red Glove Killer. Each victim was from a different walk of life, no apparent connection. A cafe owner, a bookstore manager, a retired cop. The public was terrified. News anchors asked, "Who will be next?" Streets emptied. People looked over their shoulders. Sales of home security cameras skyrocketed. But the truth was, no one was safe. It took victim number 4 to break the case wide open. Lena Moore, a 29-year-old criminal defense attorney, was found murdered in her San Francisco apartment. But this time, the killer made a mistake. He left behind half of a torn receipt from a gas station in Nevada. That slip of paper gave the FBI its first clue, a surveillance video of a black Dodge Charger with a dented rear bumper. Finally, something to go on. Agents started combing through traffic cams along Interstate 80. Within 72 hours, they had a plate number and a name. Travis Dean. Travis Dean was 41. No criminal record, a former Marine, honorable discharge. Worked as a mechanic in Oregon, lived alone. But his past hid something darker. Travis's brother, Kyle Dean, had been convicted in 2004 for the murder of a young woman, a murder many believed he didn't commit. His defense attorney? Lena Moore, the 4th victim. The arresting officer? Janice Harper, the 3rd victim. The bookstore manager, Mark Elkins, testified in the trial. The cafe owner, Daniel Croft, was the foreman of the jury. The Red Glove Killer wasn't random. It was revenge. Now that they had a name, the FBI launched a nationwide manhunt. Travis Dean's face was everywhere. Gas stations, TV screens, billboards, Instagram stories. But he vanished like a ghost. He ditched his car, cut his hair, changed his identity. What no one realized, he wasn't done. He had one more name on his list. Judge Wallace Grant, the man who sentenced his brother to life without parole. The FBI assigned 24-hour protection. Cameras surrounded his estate. Drones patrolled the skies. But Travis was a former Marine, and he knew how to wait. On day 89 of the manhunt, Just when the public was beginning to believe Travis was dead, he struck again. Grant was shot in his backyard while watering plants. The guard assigned to him was found unconscious, drugged. Another red glove left on the garden table. It was clear Travis Dean was taunting the FBI. The murder of a federal judge changed everything. The Department of Homeland Security got involved. A $2 million reward was offered. Finally, a tip came in. A man matching Travis's description was spotted in Missoula, Montana, buying camping gear. Agents rushed to the location. For the first time in months, they were close. They found Travis's campsite in the mountains, empty, but still warm. Then they spotted him, crossing the ridge with a rifle slung over his back. A standoff began. It lasted 11 hours. FBI negotiators tried to reason with him. Travis refused surrender. At 2:43 a.m., shots rang out. Travis Dean was found dead, a single bullet to the head. Some say he took his own life. Others believe a sniper made the final call. In his pocket was a list. 5 names, all crossed out. Next to them, in small handwriting, were the words, "He died for nothing." Travis's brother Kyle was retried in 2020 and found not guilty. DNA evidence, once overlooked, proved someone else had committed the original crime. Travis had been right all along. His brother was innocent. But the way he chose justice cost 5 innocent people their lives and left a country haunted by the question, if the system fails you, how far would you go to make it right? The Red Glove Killer may be gone, but his story remains one of the most disturbing examples of justice, revenge, and the cracks in the system we trust. A man who wanted truth, but became a murderer chasing it. Stay safe, stay curious, and remember, not all monsters hide in the dark. Some walk in with a red glove.